you're not seeing the outrage from Bernie. And the reason why I mentioned Bernie at first, why I don't know.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I clicked the wrong thing.
Because this is who you guys are planting your flag on. Like, if you're gonna represent, you're gonna endorse this person, all his sins I'm putting on you. Because RBN predicted all of this. We told you guys that Biden is gonna be just like Donald Trump, and then they point to legislative things that he did not accomplish. I saw that Bernie interview that you covered, where he's like, "Well, Biden tried to pass all these things. So the fuck what? He's the president, you stupid mother. He's in charge of the executive branch. Yeah. So why are you guys giving him credit for things that don't pass in the legislative branch? Yeah. Look at what he's responsible for. Like, the president can instill political influence on the legislative branch, voice support for it, and they sign the bill at the end of the day. So that part is important. But that signing part means nothing when the bill doesn't pass, where you don't actually twist the levers to make it pass. So the Bernie wing, the progressive wing, in order to apologize for Biden, they bring up legislative shit that doesn't happen. They bring up promises that he doesn't keep, while ignoring the power that he has at the executive branch, which is funding ICE, DHS to record levels, that's funding the apartheid state of Israel to record numbers, that bombed Somalia, that continued the genocide in Yemen, that escalating war with China and Russia. These are things that the president is directly responsible for. In fact, he got unlimited dictator-like powers because of people like John Lewis, who punted congressional power and authority to the president on war. Thank you, John Lewis. Very brave of you, right? So that's what I grade Biden on, because I'm serious. Unlike people like Marianne Williamson, who's like, I'm going to challenge Biden for his job, but I'm not going to criticize any of the stuff he's the commander-in-chief on. I agree with him on Ukraine, but I'm a serious challenger to him.
This is a part of the strategy, Nick, as far as, bringing up the what ifs and what could be's. Because if you remember, they did the same thing about Barack Obama. Every time we challenged Barack Obama, people on Barack Obama and his supporters, they say, well, he tried to do this and GOP was blocking him on this and that and blah. I'm like, all right, so why did Obama say no to reparations straight up? Right? And they always try to tiptoe around these things. This is a part of the strategy, and they always find some back. They always try to keep the people, you know what I'm saying? They always find a way to keep people eyes and ears on them until it's time to vote again, and then they find a way to for these people to walk through the back doors to the DNC every fucking time.
What's that, Ron? I'm gonna just read a little bit of the article, and I have some receipts to share. And CJ, I'm sure you got a lot, so just feel free.
I'll jump in here or there.
So this is the headline. What super obvious to anyone. RBN has been predicting this stuff. Absolutely shameful. Biden reportedly weighing revival of migrant family detentions. And the subheadline says, and I think they're quoting someone here, immigration attorney. I got one word for them: unacceptable. And you're gonna see a lot of people saying this. I got a few receipts. Got a lot of people that speaking out on this, and I'm gonna speak about this later. And this is my thesis, and this is why a lot of Marianne people are upset. There's a certain point where third-party activists gotta make our fucking argument, and the boutique left is very uncomfortable because RBN is making the argument. They like, come on, stop making the argument. We can't compete. We can't make a more compelling argument than you. So please stop talking about it. RBN, please stop talking about this giant thing that's happening because we can't compete with you in the battle of ideas. We're gonna talk about that later. I'm kind of spoiling it. You guys know that's funny. So my point is, you're gonna have a lot of people say, "Oh my God, Biden, you're so evil for doing this. Biden, why you're doing this?" And then come next year, they're gonna endorse this motherfucker. And we're here to call that out. Because I'm gonna show you guys. You already know a lot of these people are. But let's continue the story. Multiple news outlets reported Monday. I'll skip that part because this part they pretty much saying Biden administration considering restarting migrant family detentions. Already covered that. They said no final decision has been made. The move will be a stark reversal for President Biden, who came into office promising to adopt a more compassionate approach to border, which never happened. Deporting more people than Donald Trump. You got Haitians that were tortured at ICE facilities. Just swept under the rug. Karine Jean-Pierre doesn't care, right? Let's
is it because is there a problem at the border? I know there is. I'm making a rhetorical question. is there a problem at the border? Like, is it an overflow of people? Like, why would this be?
We are seeing the consequences of U.S. imperialism. We've seen the consequences of U.S. imperialism, but neither side can say that. So you have the right wing that engages in the culture war, where they say, "Oh my God, you have all these migrants that crossing the border and stealing your jobs." Surely it's not the capitalists doing it. It's the migrants at the border. Then you had Democrats that can't seem like they are open border, weak on this, so they actually double down and be more efficient than the Republicans are. Did the same thing that happened with Barack Obama, which is why he was the deporter in chief. And do you guys know that Barack Obama deported more people in his first term than Donald Trump did? So Democrats always overcompensate because they feed in to Republican talking points. That's why neoliberalism emboldens the right. They had to feed into the border industrial complex because Joe Biden said, "Oh, I don't want them to attack us on this," even though they always will. You got Republicans at CPAC and they say this all the time. They say Joe Biden supports open borders. They will always say that. So the fact that they will always say that, no matter what your policy is, that shows that you saying that's an excuse. You saying that you have to do this in order not to get attacked. That's an excuse for you doing something that you want to do. Why do people give these people the benefit of the doubt? Jim Crow Joe expanded ICE and created record spending for the border industrial complex, and he's going to continue and double down on Trump's policy because he wants to. You guys understand? The Republicans are not forcing him. That's the cover that they use, and that's the common analysis you hear on MSNBC to answer your question, CJ. Rome, CJ, anything else before I continue? I'm going to quickly read this part, and I got a few other sheets.
Rome's thing's dropped off, so he'll be back.
Oh, sorry.
He has to get a charger and everything. Yeah, I know you're reading the article.
Yeah, okay, so I'll continue. Immigration rights activists were quick to warn Biden again following through on any plan to revive migrant family detentions. Biden said, "I don't give a fuck." That's shown through his actions. If you guys don't know, that's not what the article said. But which the administration had largely shut down. I got one word for them: unacceptable. That's the quote we read. The thing about family detention is not only that it's cruel and inhumane, but also that it's a money pit. Remember the border industrial complex. Like I already said, I'm gonna show you guys another critique you never hear for the boutique left anymore. The same white left is like David Doe, David Pacman, all these motherfuckers who's like Donald Trump is a racist. Look at his ICE policy. Look at migrant family detentions. Look at all the deportations. Meanwhile, it happens under a Democrat, no fucks given. And then that's why I laugh at them when they deem themselves as white saviors. They look at RBN and they say, "Oh my God, you can't organize with these people. You can't organize with these people for rallies because they're the bad white guy. I'm the good white guy, even though I support the same thing the bad white guys do." Isn't it funny how they do that? How they anoint themselves as the good ones, even though they support the same goddamn policy? You do by your vote, whether you know it or not. If you vote for this, you support it. It doesn't matter how much you bitch on Twitter. That shit, people think posting on YouTube and Twitter means more than your vote. Like, along with Joe Biden, if I vote for him, doesn't matter. No, it's like opposite. What I do on YouTube means fucking nothing. If the reason what I say means something is because I don't vote Democrat. I vote Green. I back my actions up. I engage in mutual aid. These people do nothing to back their politics up. They literally engage in the same policy they virtue signaling for, but they want me to deem them the white savior. They want me to deem them the good white one. Nah, RBN not playing it. A lot of people do, though. It's kind of sad when you see it. Feel free to interrupt anytime you want. So I'm almost over because
I just wanted to say that I did go and check to see if Humanist Report or Rational National were covering whether or have covered this migrant story, and nothing so far has been.
I expect them. My prediction is I expect at least one of them to cover it. But my point is, it does not matter because you know they're going to vote for these people. You know they are against third parties. They're gonna pretend they support Marianne. They're gonna continue to lie to people about the dirty break. They continue to lie and gaslight the working class people, and they're gonna tell people to vote for Joe Biden. We all know how this ends. So even if one do make a video about that, what does that say about your morals that you know this and you still vote for Biden? I give people benefit of the doubt, the working class who don't know these people crimes.
Who don't know this, yeah.
Like there are black people who vote Democrat who just don't know the crimes of these people. You, the smart political analysis, knows everything that Biden has done, but you still tell people to vote for him. You are reprehensible to me. Go ahead, CJ.
This is why my critique of David Sirota. David Sirota should be the number one person saying, you better not go over there and vote for no damn Democrats. Have you seen my damn article?
Yeah, you read my
shit. He's the number one person who should be saying that, but he's not. That's why I always say, like, what's the use? You got great articles, but you really devalue them just because when you go back to the Democrats. So you devalue them. That looks like Rome's back. Hopefully
yeah, what's up, Rome?
Yeah.
So this is Jacobin. I don't know Hillary good friend that much, so I'm not gonna make any assumptions here. But they called Biden out here. Joe Biden is bringing back Donald Trump's asylum ban at the border. So like this, I'm showing this because like you got the Social Democrats, the DSA left, they see this stuff too. So there's really no excuse if these people turn around and say this is what we must do. We must vote for this guy. Now this is a great tweet against late capitalism. Biden's holding Haitian migrants at torture facilities, by the way, but keep voting Democrat. I'm sure it will change. And this is the story that we covered a while ago. Biden administration seeks a contractor for a migrant facility at Guantanamo. You remember that facility that Barack Obama said he's going to shut down, never did? Oh, yeah, Joe Biden got Haitians there in Guantanamo. No complaints from Ilhan Omar and Cory Bush, our black Congress people, about that. Very interesting, right?
This is the reason why, Nick, and I know Rome can hear us whenever you want to join back. This is the reason why the boutique left, the pseudo left, the NATO left have to go and have this philosophy about voting. Voting is not about your conscience. You're doing a strategy. This is so they can disconnect them giving power to the same imperialists and say, it's not on me. But it is on you, because even if you're voting in progressives, there are progressive Democrats, and adding more progressive Democrats to the team of overall Democrats is bad because progressive Democrats aren't in leadership. It's still the same corporate imperialist leadership. So adding even progressive Democrats to that group gives the people at the top power. So you are responsible for that. Go ahead, Nick.
And this is another person who's responsible for it. Someone else who's calling out Joe Biden. Good. That's good, right? And someone let me know in the chat, but this guy, one of the people that he part of the Progressive Caucus, Progressive Chicagoan congressman for Illinois' 4th district. Maybe I should fact check that, but I'm pretty sure he's part of the Progressive Caucus. Someone fact check that. But this is his statement in response to the reports that the Biden administration is considering reinstating the migrant family detention. And you want to know what his statement is? I'm so disappointed in you. Joe Biden, I'm so disappointed in you. That's essentially what it says. Let's read it. Once again, the Biden administration is walking back its promise to migrant community. It's unacceptable that this administration would even consider going back to Trump-era policies. Did you not see this coming? And I'm saying this because I have not heard, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know of one progressive member of Congress that did not endorse Joe Biden and does not continue to apologize to him about him to this day. So are we as workers supposed to believe that all the progressive members of Congress were just blindsided, CJ, by Jim Crow Joe? Oh man, Jim Crow Joe's gonna help us. Oh my God, he lied to us. You guys knew it. And I was telling you guys this, and I was smeared and attacked by the Bernie movement. A lot of them unfollowed me and kicked me to the side because I told you guys that you're voting for someone who is exactly like Donald Trump. And then whenever we said that, they were like, oh my God, Red Brown, you just want to depower people from electoral politics. Where are you now? You're
on Trump's payroll. I used to get that. Yeah. You're on Trump's payroll, right?
And then there's continue. Family separation is inhumane and ineffective and should not be used as a weapon against desperate families seeking safety and a better life. As the administration prepares to end Title 42 in May, it needs to work with Congress to create a humane immigration system without jeopardizing the safety of families seeking our protection. So my question, and we all know where this guy stands on this, what does this statement mean if literally in a few months you're going to turn around and say, oh, we got to support Joe Biden in 2024? This is my question. I just wanted to let you consider, because there's no political wedge that you have that stops them from doing this. What I warned you guys, and there's old tweets, I show these tweets all the time. I said, by voting for Joe Biden in 2020, this is why I was telling Washington's fans, they are so stupid, it flew over their head. I told them, by voting for Joe Biden, you're emboldening neoliberalism, and the Democratic Party will shift to the right because they don't need to get your vote. And Washington's fans were like, oh, what are you talking about? This dude's crazy. Explaining a very basic concept. If you vote for these people, they will shift to the right because they don't need your vote. They're going to shift to votes they need. They're trying to get the vote of the white suburbanite. Most white people vote Republican, so they're trying to get those votes. That's why they need to be hard on the border. That's why they need to double down on police policy. And I was explaining to the white boutique left, and this shit completely went over their head. It's something that even who the MSNBC anchor that was saying this as well. Like, if you vote for Democrats, Chris Matt, it wasn't Chris Matthews. I forgot it. Lawrence O'Donnell, wasn't it? I think it was Lawrence.
Oh yeah, Lawrence O'Donnell has the famous video saying you know, we don't have to pay attention to the left. Is that the one you're talking about? We don't have to pay attention.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And once again, I'll bring that up because obvious to everybody. Absolutely everybody. Anything you want to add to this segment, CJ?
Yeah, Biden doubling down on Trump's policy, even when he's not being forced, says what? What does that indicate? And that's the question I think we're going to revisit after we find out what the answer is. Like, what is it indicating? Is it indicating the last thing? Let me say it this way. I was going to say it another way. The last thing that that workers need is a Joe Biden president and a Republican House and or in Senate. That is terrible because Joe Biden don't give a fuck. Oh, 1994 cry bill, let's do it. Oh, whatever. Migrants, he will cut Social Security. He will cut Social Security if he had the chance to and act like, oh, I was put against the wall and that's why I did it. If he had to, he will absolutely do it. I know the video's lagging for you, Rome, a little bit, but if you wanted to chime in on this story before we move on, or go ahead.
Oh man, y'all basically touched everything I was hoping y'all would say if I didn't get the chance to. So ain't really much I got to say, but you know, I do want to say is these voters, they are lying. You know what I'm saying? These people, they don't want to seem like they are evil, but they are evil. These people, you know, they are closet white supremacists. They just don't want to say it right there in front of you. You know, Joe Biden's record, they totally ignore it, even when we blow it in their faces. If we compare Trump to Biden, you know, we're like, okay, well, let's really compare them. Like, well, you can't do that because Trump don't have a record. Okay, then, you know, so they know what they are supporting. They just trying their best to be on the fence about this stuff, so we won't call it out to their face. Because every 4 to 8 years, you're not about to keep telling me that you had to. When we sitting here with the same choices, you know what I'm saying, with the same choices, is either do, you know what I'm saying, build dual power, you know what I'm saying, build up your community, or keep giving these people power. You keep giving these people power, and then you say, oh, damn, my bad. I didn't know that they was going to deport 1 million Haitians. I didn't know that they was going to invade Haiti. I didn't know that they was going to, you know what I'm saying, bomb. Like, come on, man. You know what you are doing. I don't people are that naive, you know, because even in the basics of politics, you know, you know, people are killing, you know, people are dying, you know, people are being sent to war. You might have family that's in military. Politics is all around us. And when it comes to life and death, when it comes to stuff like that, you should know, you know what I'm saying? You should know better. But I mean, you should act like you don't know better, but these people don't want to seem like they are evil, but they are white supremacists. I have no I have no faith in these people. I have no trust in people.
This is the reason why they block us. Some of the pseudo left blocks us is because they know that some of the stuff is bad that Joe Biden does, and they don't want somebody to keep bringing up. the fact. It makes them. It's like it makes them feel bad about what they're doing. So it's like I don't want to see it. And they make it seem like we're just being divisive when we're pointing out the fact that they're doing something terrible and participating in it. So great.
And they tend to throw another minority. They tend to throw another minority while they're doing it. They tend to throw another minority group under the bus while they are doing it. Because I remember this argument I had when Joe Biden first took office. I said there's blood on a lot because he took office and he bombed Syria, I believe. And I was going off. I was like, it's blood on all y'all voters' hands. It's blood on y'all hands. Y'all got these people killed just as well as he did, et cetera, et cetera. And they saying, I didn't vote for Joe Biden to bomb Syria. I voted for him for trans rights. You know what I'm saying? I voted for him for black people. I voted for him for this and that. And like, no, you didn't. You didn't. Stop.
It's a package deal.
Like you voted for Jim Crow Joe for trans rights. Make that make sense. You voted for Jim Crow Joe for black people. Does that make sense? And stop. And then they say, oh, well, black people are the majority. No. You know what I'm saying? The voting block of black people, like, yeah, they all voted for them. But this is like one of the lowest turnouts that black people ever came out of. And this is the majority of black people don't vote. And a good percentage of us can't vote. A great percentage of us can't vote. Looking at the prison industrial complex. And Jim Crow made that possible. So yeah, you're not voting for Joe for me. Get the fuck out.
But by ignoring the fact that there are about half of black people who don't vote, they're just erasing them from the equation, which is the goal. None of my brothers vote for Democrats. My mom don't vote for Democrats. Like, when you look at my family, most of them are apolitical. They're not fucking taking time out to vote. They don't give a fuck. I told you, my sister told me, she said the reason why she don't care about politics is because she knows they're full of shit. She can't write a thesis about it. She can't do a live thing about it. She just inherently know that they're full of shit. And that's a lot of black people. And so just by saying that, oh, black people like Democrats, that erasing so many and so disrespectful and annoying to deal with.